Hi, my name is Lionel, founder of AIxH. Today I'm going to talk about how to increase webinar revenue by 45%, which we have done for our clients. So this is the stats of one of our clients that we have helped to run webinar for. Total leads that we have generated 166,000, of which 7% of them opt in to 11,500 leads. And after that, out of this 11,500, 6,600 of them actually showed up. That is a show up rate of 57%. And after which 5% converted to paid customers. And these paid customers, right, they are paying $3,000 for an info product. And using this set of numbers, right, I want to illustrate 3 different levels of webinar model that we have actually helped this customer to ascend over years. We have helped this customer to run their webinar for a total of 3 years. And in these 3 years, we have ascended from level 1 to level 2 to level 3. And the first level is live webinar, meaning every single week, right, we actually designated a single day where we drive the paid traffic to attend a live webinar event. And for this live webinar event, right, the show up rate is 30%. For this illustration, right, I've kept the unique visitors and the opt-in rate constant with this current webinar that we are running to show you the difference in the revenue. And attending the webinar, right, 30% of them will show up. And 30% is actually quite good. And out of which, right, because this is a live webinar, we are able to address people's concerns, we are able to address objections live, right? So the conversion is actually much better at about 6% on average. Some days it will be 5%, some days it will be 8%, some days really good, right? We might even get 12%, but overall average out to 6%. And from this level of leads generation, right, there will be a revenue of about 621,000. As for level 2, right, is the transition of which where we go to evergreen webinar. We use one of the recording and we just run it constantly. So instead of one webinar per week that we are running live, it became an evergreen webinar where we are running 3 times, 4 times every day. And for that, right, because leads are able to sign up and almost attend the webinar in the next hour or 2, right, the show up rate is much higher at 57.6%. However, because during the webinar itself, the leads, their questions don't get directly addressed directly, like, hey, John, the reason why this is suitable for you, right, is yada yada. Okay, so the close rate is actually much lower at 2.8%. So total revenue down there generation is still a pretty solid 561,000. Of course, it is lesser than the live webinar, but then what you are able to get, right, is that this is automated. You are able to buy back your time. As for level 3, right, is what we are using right now. I call it the Evergreen plus AI webinar model. And this is the exact stats that we have down here. Number of visitors on the landing page, I keep it the same. Opt-in, I keep it the same. Attend webinar, it is the same. 57.6% show up, same as the evergreen webinar. However, when it comes to the close, we get a very different numbers, because after this webinar itself, we are able to get the AI to go inside the conversation, right, and start closing the leads. So the AI will be able to address directly leads, concerns, objection, and really just tune it back to make the sale. And when I go in to observe the conversations made by the AI and the request for sale, right, I was really wowed by the level of sales knowledge and the level of intuitiveness, right, that the AI has. because I mean, the AI LLMs, right, they are probably trained with 10,000 years of sales experience. And because of that, right, they are performing better than human salespeople. I would say that AI sales, right, will be able to outperform a good 98% population of salesperson out there. And because of that, right, that is where we get an additional 1.7% more closed and bringing the revenue to 906,000. That is a good jump of 45%, right, from 621,000. So not just you're running this automated with all your email, text reminders, you don't even have to go in and do post-closing. AI is doing all the post-closing. So this is the model that I see that is working the best right now. And this is the model that we are helping new customers to implement as well, and they are seeing similar results. So if you are interested in finding out how your info business can implement this, right, feel free to drop me an email at lionel@AIxH.ai, or if you just want to chat, right, to understand like, hey, is this going to be suitable for myself? How much is this gonna cost, right? Yeah, you can also drop me an email. We'll just get to a simple demo call with you. So if this is good for you, just also feel free to leave a comment, like, or subscribe to my channel. I will be going more in depth into specific problems that info business face, right? And how we use AI to solve them, and how we use AI to outperform existing methodologies of doing things. So thank you very much. See you on the next one.